I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. I feel that hot blood in my body when it drops. Ooh, I can't take my eyes off of it. Moving so phenomenal.
Good morning, Miss Shear.
So don't stop.
Good morning, Dr. Sawyer.
When we move, well, you already know. So just imagine, I can see but you when you dance. Feel good creeping up on you, so just dance. Come on. All those things I shouldn't do, but you dance.
All right, good Thursday morning to all Hamilton Huskies. It is Thursday, August 27th, 2020, and good job for being in our morning meeting. I am your proud principal, Dr. Sawyer, and I am joined by my great colleague, Miss Shear, who is here with us. We miss Miss Victor. She is away for an important personal reason this week, but she will be back with us soon. So as we start our morning meeting, we begin with a quote. Winning doesn't always mean being first. Winning means you're doing better than you've done before. Bonnie Blair. What a great quote as we think about even how we've started back into our school year, and we did remote learning in the spring, but we're doing it even better as a community now in this new year. Husky. And so good morning and welcome everybody. Happy Thursday. We are very proud of what we've seen all of our students do as we've come back to school, and we're now in Thursday of our first week back. And great work from our teachers and so many different people across all of Hamilton. And here are some celebrations. As I checked attendance, we are at about 88% of students attending school. We want to get to 95 by this Friday, so be sure that you're texting your friends, telling them if they haven't started back to school, it's time. We've got to get in school. We need to get moving in our learning, but we're proud that we're at 88%. Now we want to get to 95 by Friday. And I got to give a major shout out to our 8th graders. You are truly showing leadership of Hamilton. You got the top attendance as a grade level. Way to go, 8th graders. You rock. Very, very proud of you. Okay, so some reminders. Make sure that you are attending only your class. So make sure that you check your schedule and that you are only going to your assigned classes. And so many of you are doing exactly the right thing, so keep up the great work. We've got to remain focused. Remember, we're in quarters now, which means we have even more to learn in a shorter amount of time. That is why every class, every day counts in our learning and our preparations to get ready for our futures. Reminder that logging into a class that is not yours and disrupting it will really hurt our learning, and it slows us down and it distracts. Remember, I just said every minute counts in class, and everybody, all of you deserve a focused classroom. If you or somebody logs into a class and disrupts that is not yours, it will result in a mandatory project or a mandatory response. And so remember that you can be recorded by the teacher, and that will be shown to your parents and to school leaders. So let's make sure we're keeping up doing the right thing, focusing on our learning, and moving forward as a community towards our learning and our goals. Very proud of what we're seeing overall. Updates on, I want to give you an update on possible return in Q2 because so many of you have asked me about this. Great questions. I know that you're following the news, you're studying the science that you're reading about with the COVID-19 pandemic, and you're wondering when and if will Hamilton come back in person. And so here's my update. At this time, we are all virtual and remote. Denver Public Schools is studying the data every single day on the COVID-19 infection rates and the spread over the city and the state, and they are working with health experts. The earliest we will return is the start of second quarter, which is mid-October. And what we are thinking about at this time is a phased entry which is something that we're studying and planning for, which means that we could start bringing back very small groups of students over time. And so we will keep you updated, but for now, we are all focused on doing really well, keeping up in our virtual learning in our classes in this first quarter. We also do need your families to go and make sure they have completed the annual family update that is in Parent Portal. And as part of that, you tell us what your preference would be, which is either all in person, which means I would be willing to come back in, is what you're telling us, into the building, or all virtual, which is meaning that you would stay only accessing your classes and learning through the computer. So again, you have two choices. It's in person, and it's not, that wouldn't mean necessarily all in person. Let me revise what I said. That could mean that it could be partly in person and partly remote, but some of it would be in person. And then your second choice is all virtual. So please go in and have your families do that in Parent Portal and let us know what your preference would be. You can change your preference for now, but we'd like to get a sense of where our community is and what you need to stay safe. Whichever option you choose, we will make sure you have a good education. All right, let's get out our Rockstar Virtual Planner and let's look at what we can do to plan our school day, because when you plan your school day, you are so much more likely to succeed and reach your goals. That's why we do this every day. Husky. Okay, so download it from the Hamilton webpage if you have not, and spend 5 minutes now, just like we did yesterday, writing your overall goals and an inspiration for your day. When you're finished, come back to morning meeting and we'll go to the next slide. Husky. Okay, just like we did yesterday, the next part of planning your school day is to complete the pink sections. Write down your classes, the time they meet, the join information, and set a goal per class. What you'll be noticing, scholars, is that over time you will memorize this and you really won't have to spend as much time in the pink sections. And then during school, you complete the blue sections where you write out your homework or your asynchronous work, and if you need to talk with your teacher during office hours. When you're finished filling out the pink sections, come back to morning meeting and we'll continue. Husky. Okay, good job on filling out the pink sections. I want to point out an important part of the planner that you, the very best students in our country, need to learn to do, and that is to reflect on your school day. At the end of the day, answering some of these reflection questions can really improve your grades in school and how well you're prepared for college. So some of the questions are, what was a success I want to celebrate? It's important to celebrate something you accomplished in the day. What do I need to work more on tomorrow? So setting those goals for tomorrow. And what support, this is important, what support do I need from my teachers or others at my school? So remember, this is too hard to do alone. So asking for help on your assignments, asking for help with anything you need in school is absolutely okay and good, and it will help you grow in school to ask for help and support. Remember, the purple section is done after school, but I wanted to show you this example. All right, Husky. I'm going to turn it over now to Ms. Shear. Good morning again, Ms. Shear.
Good morning, Dr. Slayer, and good morning, Hamilton community. We're so happy to see you again Thursday morning. I just wanted to remind everyone that your specialty MYP classes, they will be called Action Learning on your schedules, were introduced to you yesterday, and you also should have received a link to fill out your preferences. It is so important for me that you fill out your preferences because I'm going to be giving you I will be scheduling you into those classes, and I need to know what your preferences are. So please make sure that you get that link. Ask your advisory teacher if you haven't taken it already, and you make sure that you take it. They start next week. So I really need you to fill out those surveys because I'll be scheduling this weekend, and you will have those new classes on Monday. We are so excited for this. And just a friendly reminder that you need to go to all of your classes, including office hours. So remember, today and tomorrow, instead of specialty class time, you're going to office hours. You have to check in with your advisory teacher, otherwise you will be counted absent. So make sure you check in with your advisory teacher, and then if you need to stay in advisory to do work, please stay in advisory and do work. If you need to go to another class to do work, please just go ahead and tell your advisor that you need to head over to another class to work over there. And don't forget to do your 30 minutes of reading on your own every day from 3:15 to 3:45. And another reminder, we want to make sure that you are properly fed and nutritioned. So if you need lunch, please do not hesitate to go to any of these lunch pickup sites and you can get breakfast and lunch. And if you live near where the yellow school buses drop off, make sure that you go and you go to where the yellow school buses hand out food. Those are all on the website. If you need help finding some of those spots, go ahead and ask your advisory teacher, or you can come see me or Dr. Sawyer and we'd be happy to help, or any of our counselors or social workers. We all want to make sure that you have what you need to succeed, and nobody does well on an empty stomach. So for whatever reason, if you need even just a little extra food, that's great. Make sure you have your student ID number and that you tell them which school you're at, and you will get your breakfast and lunch.
All right, thank you, Ms. Shear. Come back tomorrow, everybody, at 8 o'clock. That will be our Friday celebration, and we will be sharing some Friday fun announcements and also get you set up for the next week, our second week of school. And remember, log into your advisory Google Meets for 9 o'clock. That's when advisory starts sharp at 9 o'clock. Have a great day. Let's remember who we are.
We are the community of Hamilton Middle School. Let's make it a great day.
Go Huskies!
Huskies!